The Edmonton Eskimos' run defense never really stood a chance. Not with James Wilder Jr. in beast mode, as some might say, on Saturday night at BMO Field. The Argonauts running back blew apart an Eskimos group that has had trouble against the run in 2018, rushing for 120 yards in the Argos 20-17 victory. The Argos won for the first time since winning the 2017 Grey Cup, not only because quarterback James Franklin was steady in his first start for the Boatmen, but also because Wilder was a dependable rock for an offense that needed to find its footing following a pair of losses to start. "The team win is the biggest thing," said Wilder, who had 21 carries and caught 3 passes for 27 yards. "It feels good to get that one under our belt and be able to watch our offense and our whole team come together, finish drives, get some big stops on defense, turnovers on defense, and eliminate the self-mistakes we made in the first 2 weeks before a crowd of 12,196, the third smallest in 20 regular season Argos games since the team moved to BMO in 2016. Wilder helped set an early tone, getting the ball 6 times on a game-opening drive that resulted in a 2-yard 2-count plunge by Franklin. After the Eskimos turned the ball over on their first play from scrimmage, Wilder rushed for a 5-yard 2-count. The 26-year-old again was instrumental in the winning drive by the Argos in the fourth quarter, rushing 6 times for a total of 43 yards before the drive was capped by a 5-yard Franklin 2-count pass to Declan Cross. That came after the Eskimos had recovered from a shoddy first quarter to outscore the Argos 13-0 in quarters 2 and 3, eventually building a 17-12 lead. "That says a lot about our offense. That says a lot about James taking control of the huddle," Wilder said of the drive that provided the decisive points. "A field goal was not an option. That's the first thing S.J. Green said when we got in the huddle. We drove down, we came together, every play, kept digging at the HALF as much as Wilder was key on the opening drive. A 31-yard pass by Franklin to Levy Knoll at the Edmonton 22-yard line was crucial. Levy came down with the ball despite being blanketed by cornerback Morris McKnight. The Eskimos had attempted one play from scrimmage before the Argos built a 12-0 lead. Cassius Vaughn forced a C.J. Gable fumble and Sean Lemon recovered, giving Toronto the football at the Edmonton 35. 2 plays later, Wilder ran in. The Argos didn't score on their third possession, but Franklin showed some fine scrambling ability when he escaped the clutches of Eskimos defensive end Gerald Rivers to complete a 2-yard pass to Cross. Toronto wound up having to punt, but Ronnie Pfeffer's 51-yard boot was nearly a perfect coffin corner, landing at the Edmonton 4-yard line before going out of bounds. The Eskimos failed to take advantage in the second quarter after taking over on downs at the Toronto 45-yard line when J.C. Sherritt stuffed Franklin on 3rd and inches. An Edmonton 2-count was scuttled when Alex Dupuis was flagged for holding during Gable's 8-yard run to the end zone. 2 plays later, Ronnie Yell had an interception when Darrell Walker appeared to slip on the artificial turf in the end zone, allowing Yell to catch Mike Riley's pass. Extra points. Riley's veteran savvy came through when he managed to heave a pass, while off balance and under pressure from Argos tackle Ken Bishop, into the arms of Kenny Stafford for a 50-yard completion. Though the Eskimos lost 10 yards when Stafford was called for objectionable conduct, Riley's play was crucial. 4 plays later, he found Walker from 24 yards for the Eskimos' first 2-count of the game and their first lead, 14-12, at 13:09 of the third quarter. The final couple of minutes of the second quarter provided some intense moments, and one uncommon call by the Eskimos. Shaun White kicked a 40-yard field goal with 24 seconds remaining to bring the Eskimos to within 5 points of the Argos going into halftime, as Toronto had a 12-7 lead at the break. White's field goal came after the Eskimos gained a first down after he faked a field goal from the 46-yard line, punting the football 6 yards. The last player to touch the ball on the onside kick before it went out of bounds was Edmonton's Corey Jones, allowing the visitors to maintain possession. All of this happened, the faked field goal and White's eventual 40-yarder, after Argos coach Mark Trestman challenged a pass interference call on TJ Heath at the Toronto 13-yard line and won. If Ricky Ray has played his last down in the CFL, what will Argos fans remember most about his tenure with the Double Blue? The 2 Grey Cup titles under his guidance, in 2012 and 2017. With that in mind, it's not hard to forget that Ray has a 33-38 record as a starter for the Argos in the regular. In the 58 games the Argos have played without Ray since he was acquired from the Eskimos in December 2011 by Jim Barker, then the Argos general manager, Toronto is 26-32. Ray continues to recover from a neck injury. T. Koshan at postmedia.com, twitter.com/Koshtarontison.